Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, 5. Hello. One, two, three, four, 5. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello.
Now I can hear you.
One, two, three. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so can we continue?
Yes.
All right. So here is our book. We stopped on the page 18. So the topic for today is our country's geography. So what do you know about the geography of your country?
I know my country has a lot of landforms.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Mm, um, uh, most Most of our country is mm, mm, in the west of our country. There are many hills and mountains.
All right, now on the left you can see some new words. It's a vocabulary. Have you checked it at home?
Yes.
All right, so let's begin with the first word. It's a landform. So what is a landform?
For example, mountains, hills, valleys, and flatland are landforms.
That's right. So let's check here some pictures of the landforms. So what can we see here? Try to describe me this picture.
There are lots of grasses, and the sky is blue. The sky is blue. There is a hill.
And what about this one?
It's a canyon.
And what's your favorite landform?
Mountains.
Alright, here you can see different types of landforms. Let's read it. What can we see here?
We can see islands, cape, continental shelf, caves, coastline, hill, canyon, valley, mountain.
That's right. So let's return to our list of words. The next word is adapt. How can you explain me it?
It means change the way you live.
Let's read here the definition below.
Make something suitable for new use or purpose. Modify.
Suitable.
Suitable.
Modify.
Modify.
Let's read an example below.
Hospitals have had to be adapted for modern medical practice.
Below you can see the list of synonyms. What synonyms do you know? Change. What else? Redesign.
Yeah.
Restyle. Redo something. Customize. Reshape. Reconstruct. Alright, now let's continue with the next word. By the way, try to make some sentence using this word, adapt. Give me some example.
People adapt to the mountains because they need to survive.
And what about the next word? What's its meaning?
Region. It means an area.
Make some example.
There are many regions in the USA, for example, California and Hawaii.
All right. And the next word, plain. What is a plain?
It means is flat land.
It's a flat land. So here on these photos you can see examples of the plain. So it's flat land without mountains. This is a plain. And our next word is plateau. What is it?
Plateau is an area of flat land that is higher than the land around it.
Let's check how it looks like. Try to make some sentence using this word.
This is very wild. And there are many colors.
That's right. So here we can see that this is a plateau. So this land is higher than the land below. So these are examples of the plateaus. Our next word is natural resource. What is it?
It means something found in nature that people use.
Give me some examples. What are natural resources?
Rivers, forests,
What else?
lakes.
Lakes. Here in this picture you can see different types of natural resources. So it's animals, vegetation, minerals, soil, and water. And here is another picture. Let's read what natural resources are matched here.
Energy, drinking water, water, oil,
Oil,
forests,
let's see what are forests used for.
wood, food and medicine, pulp, recreation, home of wild. Sorry, I can't see the word very clear.
Rubber.
rubber, and cotton.
That's right. Next goes
Rocks.
the word rocks. So rocks are used for
Construction and shelter.
that's right. Then we have
Minerals.
they are used for
Jewelry, glass, cans, ceramics.
do you know the meaning of the last word?
No.
Let's check it. Let's read the definition below.
Pots and other articles made from clay hardened by heat.
Now we'll see how they look like. So these are things or pots made of ceramic. Now let's continue with our first picture. Next, it's soils used for agriculture, and the last word is animals. We use them for
Food, wool, and recreation.
That's right. Now let's return to our book. So we have discussed all of these words, and now let's see. Let's see what can we see on this picture. In this picture, what's written here?
A view of the Grand Canyon in Arizona.
That's right. Try to describe me. What can you see in this picture?
I can see a big and wild canyon. A father and a boy is standing
Are
near
standing.
are standing near the canyon.
And what are they doing?
They are look at the canyon.
That's right. So they are enjoying the view. And now let's see the next question. How does geography affect people in a community? So tell me your point of view. How does geography affect people in a community?
Geography affects people affects the homes people build.
All right, so let's read A. Here, let's read it.
Geography affects the homes people build.
B.
Different types of land affect how people live, travel, and work.
C.
Water covers much of Earth, and people use it in many ways.
And D.
People adapt to weather and climate wherever they live.
So let's begin with the first. It's A. And let's discuss it. So geography affects the homes people build. So how it can affect on the homes that people build? So what's the differences can we find? So if a person lives on the plain or in the mountains, the houses will be different. So what's the difference?
If you live in a desert, the house may be very thick. But if you live on the water, the house may be on the water.
Alright, let's take the next sentence. Different types of land affect how people live, travel, and work. So try to explain me more this thesis.
If you live in a plane, you can live, travel, and work very convenient. But if you live in mountains, you cannot work very convenient.
Alright, now the next thesis. Water covers much of Earth and people use it in many ways. So how can people use water? And do people prefer to live near water or, on the contrary, far away from different oceans or rivers?
People can use water to let the ship go. And people can drink water from rivers or lakes.
What else?
People can find some energies in the sea.
That's right. And water can be used in agriculture and in building. And the next thesis, people adapt to weather and climate wherever they live. So how can people adapt to weather and climate?
If people live in a hot area, they need to be very you need to be thin and but if you live in a cold area, you need to be you must change you to be not cold.
And what about the clothes and the houses? Are they different in different weather zones?
You need to wear more clothes, and your house wall will be more thick. If you live in a cold area, and you don't need to wear so many clothes, and your house's wall can be thin if you live in a hot area.
All right, now we have a small text here. Let's begin to read it and then we'll discuss the main idea.
Land and people. If you could fly like a bird across the United States, you'd see snow-covered mountains, sandy deserts, dark forests, and rushing water. So many kinds of land and water. Our country has mountains, hills, valleys, and flatlands. These are landforms, or shapes of Earth's surface. Landforms are part of geography, and they affect how people live. Water is part of geography too. People adapt to the landforms and water in their communities. To adapt means to change the way you live.
Alright, so now tell me in your own words the main idea of this part. So what's the main idea of this part of the text? So what's written here about?
Landforms.
Landforms. What other keywords do we have here?
Mountains, hills, valleys, and flatlands.
So they are all landforms. And some other ideas. So the first idea is that our country has different types of landforms, like hills, valleys, and flatland. What else? What's the next idea of this part?
Landforms affect how people live.
That's right. So they affect how people live. And the next idea?
People adapt to the landforms.
That's right. People adapt to the landforms. So the main idea of this part is that in our country there are a lot of landforms. They affect on how people live, but people are used to adapt to these landforms. And don't forget about the water. That water is also part of geography. Now let's continue reading. The next passage.
The water of the photo below shows Creek Street in Ketchikan, Alaska. The creek is near the sea, so the water level in the creek rises with the tide in the sea.
Rises.
People
Rises.
rises with the tide in the sea. People who live on Creek Street built their houses on stilts or posts to keep the homes above the water. This is how they adapt to the geography of their area. People affect geography too. Change the land when they build roads, tunnels, bridges, and buildings.
So the main idea of this passage? What are the keywords here?
Adapt to the geography.
That's right. So they adapt to the geography because they built their houses on stilts to keep their homes above the water. Do you know the meaning of the word stilt?
No.
Let's check it. So from the text we understand that they build their houses on stilts to keep their homes above the water. So it must be some construction which is placed on the water and on which the house is based. So let's check it. Stilt. Let's read the description here.
Either of a pair of upright poles with supports for the feet enabling the user to walk at a distance above the ground.
Let's check some photos. So we can see that if we write down only a stilt, so it's something that puts an object higher. And if we will write down a stilt house, like here, the water is, or the house is situated above the water on wooden dwellings, on stilts. Or here. Do you understand now better the meaning of the word? Do you understand now the meaning of the word?
Yes.
Alright, so let's continue. Are on stilts. That's the first idea. So people adapt to the geography. It's the next idea. Do we have something else?
People affect geography.
That's right. People affect geography. So the first idea is that people build their houses above the water. Next, they adapt to the geography of the area. And the third idea is that people affect geography as well, because they change the land when they build roads, tunnels, bridges, and buildings. So let's check what do we have here. It's some photo. This is how Creek Street looks like. So try to describe me what can we see in this photo.
You can see some houses above the water. Some stilts are under the houses.
That's right. Would you like to live in such house?
I think I can enjoy it.
And I think it's very dangerous. I would not prefer to live in such a house. I think that when the house stands on the ground, it's better and you feel yourself more comfortable. Let's check how this Creek Street looks like. So that's how this street looks like. So we can see a lot of different colorful houses. Do you think it looks beautiful? I think these houses are very colorful. So let's continue with our book. Here we have a question. How did people in Ketchikan adapt to the geography? So let's try to answer this question.
They built their houses on stilts to keep the homes above the water.
That's right. And how have they affected the geography?
They changed their homes.
And they changed the land. How did they change the land?
They built roads, tunnels, bridges, and buildings.
That's right. So let's continue reading. Next part.
The United States is a really big country with many kinds of land. To make learning about it easier, we can think of the country as having 5 regions: the Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, Southwest, and West. A region is an area with things in common, like geography. The landforms in each region make the region different from other areas. Look at the map to see the different landforms in each region.
So what's the main idea of this paragraph?
The United States has many kinds of land.
The next idea.
It has 5 regions.
That's right. The next idea.
The landforms in each region make the region different from others.
That's right. So each region has its own landforms. And that's all. So to sum up, in the United States there are many kinds of land. There are 5 regions, and each region has its own landforms. Let's see in the picture on the right. What can we see here?
I can see a snowy mountain.
What's the description? Let's read the description.
There are some trees under the mountain, and I can see some snows in the mountain. It looks beautiful.
So maybe it means that this mountain is very high. So let's read what is written here.
Our country's tallest mountains are in the west, but other regions have mountains too.
That's right. So this is how west looks like. So we can see it. And what can we see here? What about the Midwest? What can we see in the Midwest?
Each of the Midwest is flat land as far as the eye can see. This flat land, called a plain, is good for farming.
So try to describe me this picture.
Mm, it's it has many mm, grass grasslands, and it is good for farming.
And to my mind, we can see a house there. Can you see it on the left?
Yeah.
And maybe we can see some animals, maybe cows eating grass. So we can imagine everything. So, and what about the next photo? It's here. What can we see here? What is it?
I can see a canyon.
Would you like to see it?
Yeah.
Right, and now we have a question. Which region has land that is flat with no mountains?
Plain.
That's right. And in what region do you live? What landscape do you have? Do you live in the mountains or in a flat land?
I want to live in a flat land.
All right. And would you like to live in a forest?
No.
All right, here we see a map, and we can see different colors matched on this map. Let's see, what do they mean? Yeah, on the right it's written blue and white means mountains. So it's like stone covered with snow. Then orange, it's a plateau. Green, it's a plain. And blue, it's a lake. So what is the difference between a plain and a plateau? How do you think? So except of the height, what else?
Mm, in a plain there are many grasslands, so the plain is green. And in a plateau, there are many uh, canyons and mountains, so we use brown.
All right. So which region do you like more? Which region looks better for you?
Mm, the plain.
So if you like plains, then I think Midwest has more plains. Would you agree with me?
Yeah.
All right. And now let's see, what do we have here? We have a description of the Southwest region. So let's read.
The southwest region has many plateaus. A plateau is an area of flat land that is higher than the land around it. This plateau is in Arizona.
That's right. And what about this photo? What can we see here?
I can see a Rocky Mountain.
And I think it's a tunnel.
Yeah.
Let's read the description.
The West has tall mountains. In Colorado, the Rocky Mountains are as high as 14,440 feet. Travel over the mountains was long and hard, so people built tunnels through the mountains. Today, trains and cars can pass through the mountains quickly.
Have you ever seen a tunnel?
Yeah.
All right, and do you think it looks nice? Do you think
Yeah.
it's a good idea to make tunnels? Do you think that it was a good idea to make tunnels?
Yeah.
All right, let's continue reading. We have the next part here.
Did you know that oceans cover most of Earth's surface? Besides lots of ocean, Earth also has lakes, rivers, and ponds. The photo below was taken from outer space, and you can see lots of that blue water. Read below to find out more about what Earth looks like from outer space.
That's right. So what's the main idea here?
Earth also has lakes, rivers, and ponds.
So oceans cover most of Earth's surface, and lots of besides lots of oceans, we also have rivers, ponds, and lakes. What else can we say? What else can we point out from this text? I think nothing. So that's the main idea here, that oceans cover most of the surface, and except oceans, we also have lakes, rivers, and ponds. So let's see how it looks like. So try to describe me this picture.
It's a photo of the Earth.
And how it looks like?
I can see much blue and some land.
And some clouds here. Let's read the text.
There appears a sparkling blue and white jewel, a sky blue sphere round ball with slowly swirling wheels of white, rising gradually, like a small pier in the thick sea of black.
Rising gradually.
Rising gradually.
That's right. Do you understand the meaning of the word emerge?
No.
Let's check. So let's read the definition below. Emerge.
Move out of or away from something and come into view.
And let's read the example.
Black ravens emerged from the fog.
And some synonyms. Tell me which synonyms do you know?
Appear, surface, come out,
Come into view.
Yeah.
And become visible. So emerge, it means that we couldn't see something and then we could see it. So then later it became visible. Do you understand the meaning of the word better now?
No.
Alright, let's see the examples. Emerge. So when we couldn't see something and then we can see it. So we can see that this small plant is emerging from the ground.
Oh, I know.
Or the crocodile, it was underwater and then it emerged. So we couldn't see it and then we could see it. So when we begin to see something, when something becomes visible, comes out, appears. So the crocodile was invisible, it was under the water, and then he appeared, he became visible, he emerged. So it's just a synonym. Emerge. Flowers, like the same. We couldn't see flowers and then they emerged. So they became visible. Alright, let's continue with our text. So, what do you think about the astronauts? Do you think it's interesting to be an astronaut?
Yeah.
Now, would you like to be an astronaut?
No.
Why?
Because I think it's dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
Because the spaceship cannot launch each time.
I absolutely agree with you. So, and let's try to answer this question. What does astronaut Edgar Mitchell compare Earth to? Let's return to the text if you don't remember and try to see what he compares the Earth to.
A round ball.
A sphere or a round ball. Why he compared the Earth with a round ball?
Because the Earth is round.
Because the Earth is round. That's right. So let's continue reading.
Using water. Water is one of our most important nature resources. Nature resource is something found in nature that people use. People use water from lakes, rivers, and ponds. for drinking and to grow crops. Most Americans use about 100 use rivers and lakes for transportation. Large boats pull or push barges up and down rivers to move things from place to place. Rivers and lakes are useful for transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Cities are located near rivers.
That's right. So try to tell me the main idea from this chapter.
Water is one of our most